Okay, it looks like we are live. Lisa, thank you so much
Hello.
for joining me this morning and being the first guest for this international launch. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you. I'm so happy. We are so happy to be here.
Oh my gosh, yes, yes. And your picture was absolutely wonderful. I've already shared it. I know I probably should have held off, but I couldn't. So I've already shared it. It's out there somewhere. I've been doing a ton of social media. But thank you. I'm so glad that you received it. And I can't wait. We'll talk about it at the end because I want to talk a lot about you, but I can't wait to hear, about your sons and what they thought of the book, or tell us what you think about it as a mother. But first, I just want to introduce to everybody Lisa Khera. And she may look familiar to you. And here's why. She was so gracious to actually interview me in her group during a Facebook Live, and it's now on YouTube. And I'm going to have her, and I didn't even mention this to her, but I'm going to have her actually plug that group in her YouTube channel as well. But she was so gracious to actually have it the day before the domestic book launch. And it's people like Lisa who I have met because we are really inspired impact sisters. She wrote Women Who Inspire, which is part of Kate Butler's books. It's the second book in her series. And she just said, I'm going to help you out. We launched my interview with her the day before, and everybody remembers the domestic launch. So I just want to spend some time today with Lisa because I think she's so important to this international launch, because you are so important to the domestic launch. And I just want you to tell this audience a little bit about what you do, the reason why you do it, and what you have something wonderful available right now to this audience. And I'd love you to talk about that too.
Sounds amazing. Thank you so much. And congrats again on the book. So exciting. Huge congratulations. So myself, I'm a mom of two boys, wife. I've taught Pilates for 20 years. I originally got into Pilates because of a back injury, and it really helped get rid of pain. It really helped with my posture. And as well, I learned a lot of breathing exercises and just other ways to calm, similar to yoga in that way that it's very a mindful behavior, like a mindful activity. You can get that meditation aspect as well, just from doing deep breathing and doing anything that you're really being in the moment. So for myself, I had a brick and mortar Pilates studio. It was 11 years at the time. And that was a lot of fun, a lot of wearing a lot of different hats with owning a studio. And then I had ended up getting a concussion. And from that, decided that the best thing to do was downsize, move my studio ultimately to my home. But in the process of that, I had the wonderful opportunity of getting a spot in the book Women Who Inspire. So, as everyone now, with everything going on, the big word is pivot. And I definitely had to get used to that word back in 2017 when I was deciding to close the brick and mortar, move it to my home, and then embark on this new path, which was being a co author. So it was a really, really wonderful experience. And again, just when you know one door is closing, having the opportunity to start a new career path and just try out different things and be really open to what the new possibilities might be. It was really, really amazing that way. And then to today, be able to meet so many of you authors and just, be part of some of the amazing things that everyone is into right now, and new books and new projects. So it's been such a great decision. And at right now, what I also do now that I'd say I'm like 95% better from that head injury. So I find myself now spending a lot of time. We do have one YouTube channel that's called Concussions Anonymous. So it's all just free resources for people that have had persistent post-concussion or a brain injury, and just different ways that they can have look at different treatment options and different breathing options and Pilates and posture and different visual stress solutions. So that's one of my YouTube channels, and that's where I definitely like to spend time helping people going through it myself, especially when you're, perhaps changing careers or stopping one career. There's a lot to unpack and a lot to sort through. So, just having support and people that have been through it and being able to pivot and try new things, it's definitely something that I enjoy sharing with that community. So that's what I'm doing now. I do have an online course that involves Pilates, mindset, and meditation, and that one's called Healthy Brain and Optimal Posture, for people that have had persistent post concussion. And then, as I mentioned, with having taught Pilates for 20 years and just knowing how much the breath can be your anchor as a mom, as a busy mom, knowing how to use those tools in your toolbox to calm down, to radiate that calm, empathetic energy for your children. We have to find ways that, whether it's through movement, meditation, breathing exercises, any ways to calm your own anxieties and really be able to show up in the best version of yourself for your family. And my kids are definitely know about doing breathing exercises themselves. If they're, someone's mad at the other, they're no they're no stranger to having to get centered and take some responsibility and ownership for
Oh, I
their
love it. It's
that
like
way.
the new time out. I mean, and it has positive effects to it. So I love it. And I'm sure a lot of moms who will be watching this, who are watching now, are thinking, oh my goodness, that's all I have to do is teach my children breathing techniques. So I love it. I so love it.
And it gives them the confidence, it gives them that inner confidence and power to know that they as well have this tool. If something's not feeling quite right, you have this other tool to develop and really rely on, which is great. So yeah, so that's where I'm at now. I still see I'm doing my Pilates sessions online. We're still my in-home studio is not open to in-person people right now, still with COVID restrictions and that kind of thing. And so I do some stuff online there. And then, as I said, with my group of students in Healthy Brain and Optimal Posture, that's ongoing. And then the other program, Breathe into Calm, which involves breathing exercises, visualizations, and posture exercises. And especially nowadays, I mean, you and I were used to working from home and used to, so we have our setup, but for so many people that are still working from home with closures and that kind of thing, you have to be mindful of how is your posture at that workstation at home, especially, if you've set up something at your dining room table or your kitchen table, or if you're doing something from your laptop, maybe on a couch. Being really mindful of, okay, what position is your lumbar spine in? What position are your neck and shoulders in? Are you taking a lot of tension? Rounding forward and hunching? Are you able to be mindful of, sitting up tall? So sometimes you don't realize how much you can have certain neck pain issues and shoulder issues and back issues just because of your posture and the way you tend to sit and tend to move.
Mhm. That is such great advice because I think I've been seeing a lot of different photos out there of people. And in fact, I mean, right now I have to, if I think about the chair I'm sitting into, I have to be mindful how I'm sitting because I mean, it's not just, even though we're used to working at homes, now we have our husbands with us. So, we have to learn to move around the house and thinking about, because if I was sitting the way that this chair was manufactured, I'd be like this. So
Mhm.
it's very, I mean, it's something to think about and being mindful of it, but also too, because we are inside more, I would love to hear your advice. You talked about breathing techniques and you talked about posture, but what's some other advice you love to give to moms out there, just like us, that have the children at home, so that we can continue to stay in that positive frame of mind?
Sure. So definitely looking at your morning routine. If you're the type that likes a bit of alone time, maybe taking the time to get up earlier before everyone else so that your house is really quiet. You want to get that movement in. So with Pilates, there's such a wide variety of modifications. So doing things, very easy to very challenging, using breathing exercises for, on a day like today for yourself, you have several meetings set up, taking that time to just do a few breathing exercises to get yourself centered and calm before starting. So even, if you're going into it's new to suddenly be set up at home if you are working from home, and you're having to show up to video calls and maybe you perhaps didn't have to do that before, just knowing how you can just do some simple breathing exercises to get that peace and calm, that instant peace and calm is very important. Being sure to move your body and notice if you are, if you're getting a bit of neck tension or neck pain, just be a bit more mindful of, is it happening at a certain time every day? Is it happening when you're sitting in a certain chair or when you're working on your computer in a certain posture? Just getting more mindful of, are you having that forward head posture? Are you hunching? Where are you taking any of that extra tension? So yeah, so get up earlier, get that morning routine, get the body moving. I'm huge into gratitude, so taking the time every day to write out your list of 10 things that you're grateful for. That's huge, just to set your mind up into attracting more good and attracting more things to be thankful for, and just radiating that gratitude is huge. And then just, yeah, no, just being mindful of your energy and what energy you are radiating, so that, if you have a stressful day coming up with certain projects, just being able to mind that a little bit better, look for ways to calm yourself down because radiate that energy to your whole household.
Well, and I love that you're saying that, because as moms, I mean, we are the center of the energy of our home, and we have that wonderful control there. And so you mentioned so many wonderful things, and you mentioned a wonderful word that a lot of ladies in this Inspired Impact series talk about, is gratitude, and I love that, because I mean, when I think of changing our mindset to gratitude, it brings me to even the things that I've tried to do with this book. And so, my question to you is, now that we're at home, Lisa, and we're still at home, and it's supposed to be summer, how can we create a summer with our children of them learning, gratitude and gratitude techniques? Because it's one thing for us to start doing it as well. And I'd love your advice for us to get up a little bit early for ourselves and do exercise. And thank you so much for making it available online for us, so that we can come and find you and have somebody to work with us. But also too, how now do we transfer what we're learning and help our children with this time that they're probably still trying to wrap their heads around?
Hmm. So I would say, I know for us in our family, our favorite thing to do in the summer is go to the beach and spend time at my dad's. So we've been sure to, that was a priority for us all winter. I was very mindful of not hanging out with people because I wanted to be able to get to go to my dad's, this summer and be there. So giving them that familiar time of the beach that we always like to go to, I think that really has helped them feel like, okay, things will obviously not be the same, but there's some of that, as children, they don't want to be missing out on things. Everyone's very mindful there of distancing, and if you do have to go into somewhere, wearing a mask, that kind of thing, or following the rules. But yeah, looking at those things that they really liked doing and be able to recreate that. So maybe if you're not yet playing on a sports team and that's something that they were really into, being sure that they're still getting that type of physical activity, finding other activities to do with them. If you're into doing some Pilates or some stretching, some anything like that, getting them on board to try out some of the stuff that you're doing. And my kids love exercising with me. Certain things I had to like twist their arm a little bit more.
I
Come on,
did.
do this with
I
me.
know, I know, I
There's
know
just
it.
like a dancey
But you know
one.
what?
They're like,
I love having a boy, so it's twisting our boys' arms, but it's worth it in the end.
it is. They love it. They love all the time with mama. So it's awesome. But yeah, just recreating those things that they find joy in doing and being sure that that they're able to still do those things, and that again you're radiating that calm for them and that peace, and just helping them navigate any anxiety type feelings that they might be having. We're not even going near the school topic at this point. We're just being in the moment. We have no idea what will be for September, whether it's the 2 days, 5 days, no days. We're waiting to hear about a few factors before we really get our decision minds on. So yeah, just be in the moment and help them recreate that joy that they like and know, and things that help them feel calm and happy and peaceful.
I love that. I love that what you're saying is that it's important for us as moms because, not only are we, the main energy of our homes, but if we make that decision to be in the moment, the things that we can teach our children that will carry forward. And that's the legacy that we leave as moms. So I love this. Well, I was looking at the comments area that we had today for you. And I didn't see, and I know I put it in the description about you, but I would love in the comment section if you can come back and put the link to your concussions site. So because there's probably moms or moms who have children that play sports that have suffered from that. So they would probably love to be part of that group. I know right now moms are thinking, I think I need this Pilates and this breathing. So if you could share all of your links in the comments area so people can find you, that would be fantastic as well too. And so with this a brief to calm, is this something where it has a certain date that it's starting, or can we start it at any time?
That you can start it at any time. There's the do it yourself part of the program, which has videos and a workbook so that you get instant access to. And then whether you decide to do the group program aspect, which you get the do it yourself program right away. And then there are two group coaching calls where we go through the breathing exercises, posture, and visualization. So, more if you're looking for that extra accountability and support and community. Especially doing things now online. Sometimes you know yourself if you're how compliant you'll be to follow through with things. So if you're the type that you'll buy something, you'll get right into it, start with the do it yourself for sure. If you know that you're the type that needs a little bit more support, the group coaching is definitely for you. And yes, I would love to link up the concussion support. And I know we do have a specific show that's called Back to School. So for any moms that have children that have had a concussion, there's just some certain tips that you would want to be aware of as a parent, and to just know some of the ways to advocate and to not push them back into certain activities too soon. So, and just having that support because it's something that you've never dealt with before, whether it's something you're going through yourself or as a caregiver. So it's definitely just having that support and community can be extra level of help and resources.
Wow. Well, you've given us so many great tools today. I mean, I know that people will be excited get all of your links in the comments area. You have had so many things happen in your life that could have derailed you, but it didn't. You found a way around it and you totally did inspire people. So I have one more question for you, and we didn't talk about this, so it's okay if you have to think about it ahead of time because I like throwing it out to you. But you are so encouraging. Right now, or in the replay, there may be a mom out there that has a certain situation. It could be the situation that's happening now. It could be, not only do we have this pandemic, but then we have these increased racial tensions that are happening right now. And so there's moms that will be watching this that will feel that they're stuck. They don't know what to do next. And, if I was coming to you and asking you for your advice, what would you do? What would you say to inspire those moms out there so that they can feel that they can move forward?
I would say the biggest game changer for me was personal development. Was always through the head injury. It was always I didn't miss a day in listening to something, whether it's an audiobook, podcast, something on YouTube. Find people that inspire you, that you like listening to and like learning from. And that is your go to when you're feeling a little bit off, a little bit down, unsure how to snap out of certain feelings. That is your go to. So, personal development and that having that attitude for gratitude. So, there's that lovely saying, we can't be hateful and grateful at the same time. So the choosing to write down things that you're grateful for, no matter what, thankful and grateful for, and personal development, hands down, it definite game changer.
I love it. I love it. And you had so many great quotes. I mean, if I wasn't just so captivated, I would have been writing them out. But you can't be hateful if you're grateful. And I think that's a perfect way to end this Facebook Live with you this morning. And Lisa, thank you so much for helping me, not only just in the domestic book launch of My Life with Rosie, A Bond Between Cousins, but actually starting off the Facebook Lives today, because moms out there, sometimes we need to hear from other moms so that we can feel that we can move forward. So I appreciate the time. I love what you're doing. Please make sure your links are in there because I know everybody's going to want to follow up on either one, two, or all of them. So thank you again so much for your time. And you have a wonderful day with your family. And we'll definitely be keeping in touch. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me on. Congrats on the big day.
Thank you so much.